Man, good evening, folks. October 11th, and here we are. We are currently in St. Joseph, Missouri. Talking with St. Joseph, Missouri, day after a few days. Actually, that the long and short of it is that we've been trying to figure out how do we get to people. And it's been frustrating to say, hey, the individual we see, they're, let's go get them, but then this isn't about having a bunch of cheerleaders on the sidelines. This movement is about getting people off their asses and doing something about saving our country. While I've been down, I've been doing something that I haven't done in a very long time, and that is catching up on some news, seeing what's going on with bridges blowing up, pipelines being blown up, threats of nuclear war, this, that, and the other. Has anybody really stopped to think when's the last time we saw anything like this? I can't remember ever in my lifetime seeing anything like this. And that says something. That says that we're not in a good place. I believe that the people that are in here understand that. Now, while we were in Beatrice, Steve Spurgeon came down from Omaha and visited with us for the day. And we had a meet and greet. And it was at a sports bar that had a back room, and we'd set up so he could play. Hi, trucking girl. He could play his guitar, and we could just kind of hang out. But at the same time, try to talk to people. And we did hang out, and we did hand out a lot of cards. On a side note, my nephew came down from Omaha and visited for a little bit with his significant other, and that was a good visit. I appreciated that. Brought us some water, brought us some snacks. Thank you. But sitting back here is, what are we doing? You know, we've labeled this gray wolf walk. A lot of people are saying, well, you're not walking. We're trying to get to where the population. And as part of that, we're looking at the map, studying the map, we're strategizing every day, every hour of every day, as to what it is that we need to do to get to the future. Try of actually going and standing on the corner of a sandwich board in downtown. You know, one sandwich board comes to mind that's on downtown San Francisco. Why lie? So why lie? We need people. This is what's that? The stream is frozen. All right, so I am directly on the computer, and the computer mic, there is absolutely nothing. If this is having a problem out there, folks, it is our friends with Elon Musk. So You know, I have it in my head on what we have to do. Thank you, Leo. I just can't seem to get through to people as to what we have to do. So, what is it? People, we have got to break the mold. It just doesn't get any simpler than that. We have got to get past this thought in the back of our mind that someone else is going to fix it for us. Put on the armor of God and get your asses out here. If you do not have the physical capabilities to do so, there are other ways. Jot down that letter, get it to me, and we'll put it in the Pony Express bag. We will deliver it to DC for you. But if we do not show up en masse into Washington, D.C., and for that matter, before Washington, D.C., and literally consume the streets, we will fail miserably at any attempt of a peaceful resolution to getting our constitutional freedoms back. I hate to be that killjoy. And I've even seen comments. Well, you're always angry, Grey Wolf. You're damn right I'm angry. This is not a popularity contest out here. This is not a tailgate party to go from one end of the country to the other. I can think of a lot better ways to do that than the way I am right now. You've got the resident of the United States calling us terrorists. But out of the other side of his demented mouth, saying that we need to be united. We are so divided. We are so divided. I don't think there was this much division in the Civil War in 1863. And even then, the division that was sown in 1863 through 1865, for you young folks, that was our Civil War. That was one party pitted against another. That was the Democrat Party pitted against the Republican Party. Pure and simple. That was not civilian against civilian, but it was called the Civil War nonetheless. That was a political war that fought citizens against each other. Over 670,000 died. Thank you very much to the political establishments for that. So I am pissed. I am angry. I'm not out here to go, hoo, 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 let's have some karaoke time. I'm not out here for that. I'm out here to represent the individuals of this country that have had enough of this tyranny. Point. Full stop. But I cannot do that alone. People have to show up. Why have I not been on the streams lately? Look at the viewer count and answer your own question. I get more people walking out through this lot and getting on the street than I am from the thousands and thousands of individuals that are subscribed to this channel and more and more. Why is that? Why is it that over the last week I can pick it up and I can pick up the iPad, or I can get on the computer and I can see France, Germany, Finland, Australia, by the thousands of individuals fighting for their freedom? But we're too damn arrogant to get Americans to do the same thing. Y'all need to get pissed off, and you need to get pissed off quick. And you need to find other people that are pissed off in the same manner, and we need to let that boil point be seen and heard all the way to D.C., east of here. Oh, G-Gab, you could not be further from the truth. Yeah, I mean, that is spot on. The people of the United States are dead last in everything. We're dead last in freaking in teaching our children right and wrong. We're dead last on making sure that politicians stay true to their words. Why are we dead last on everything? Why? We're supposed to be the greatest country in the world. No. We put transvestites in front of our children, wagging their tallywhackers and letting them stuff dollar bills down their pants. Are you kidding me? Wake up. Simple. Wake up. That's not America. I just read an article in Minnesota that hundreds of Muslims crashed a school board meeting to protest. Now get this, this is in Minnesota, the United States of America, to protest sexually inherent books in the libraries. Where have we gone that we can sit here and say, oh, so-and-so will fix it? Well, guess what? You're so-and-so. I'm so-and-so. We're all so-and-so. And the only way this is going to get fixed is when we stand up together, get outside, and let our voices be heard. That's how this works. It's never been done before. Never been done before. We're going to allow after our children. Look what Gavin did in California. Signed into law. Now, he is the governor, so he signed it into law. So that tells you the state assembly and the state senate is the problem. And then he signs it into law to allow minors to go to California and have gender reassignment without even letting their parents know. I'm old enough to remember when that act alone would have you sent out of this area known as the United States. So yes, I'm upset. I've been upset for a very long time. Do we try to keep things on a lighter keel here and there? Try to laugh it off here and there? We try to sing some to you folks? None of that matters. What matters is, does my great granddaughter, my great grandson, have the ability to live in a free country? Or are they going to live under communist control in what used to be the United States of America? That's what matters. Don't let me turn into one of these school board meetings and have them allowing drag queens to have story time. Not on my watch. You want to fix the problems? Get involved. You get involved at the local level first. Go run for school board. The 10th Amendment gives the state the sovereignties. You get enough states together, the federal be going, ooh, seriously. They don't want the states upset. Now, I have said many times on here, I am a proud, registered, nonpartisan. I don't go to the left and I don't go to the right. I'm a common sense individual. You know what really, really touched me today was Tulsi Gabbard. She's denounced the Democrat Party, and she's asking all of her common sense friends to do the same. She's leaving the party. It's about time, because I really liked her when she was running for president. But there was just no way that I was going to allow that into the establishment. So everybody better start getting ticked off. And let me tell you something. Somebody comes in and says, "Oh, you're so angry all the time." Karen, take a hike. Do you really think this is some kind of a popularity contest where we're out here to have fun? We're not. I'm not. Mr. T's not. Gypsy's not. We may laugh it up here and there. We need that from time to time. People that are in my ear need that from time to time. Well, I'm sorry. Let me talk about something for just a minute. There's a comment in here from Leonard Taylor saying that he'll stand with me when he knows that I have nothing to do with the main players of TPC in 1776. Let me answer that question. I am Ron Coleman. I am Gray Wolf. I am an independent citizen of the United States of America, and nobody tells me what the hell to do but me. Okay? I was never an organizer with the People's Convoy. I was an advisor at best that would be able to sit in there and give them my opinions. And what happened on that May night, Friday night in May, was a travesty by the leadership of the other group that actually taken what was being handed to them and allowed a movement to grow. Instead, through a temper tantrum. Enough said. I was not involved in any way, shape, or form with the money. And oh, by the way, I'm not convinced that any money was disappeared. I saw the receipts myself of the first 3 days of fueling up leaving Adelanto, and it was over $185,000. $185,000 on another individual's, I'm not going to name him, personal credit card that had to be repaid. Don't listen to the bullshit that's out there about the convoys. Was there money in other convoys? I know that there were other convoys that were having issues with money. But when it came to TPC, I could not tell you outside of petty cash, which there was question marks. And I'm not even going to talk about, let's put it this way. If you got a table 500 yards away and the bus that counts the money here, there's a lot that can happen in between if you know what I'm talking about when it comes to the petty cash. Okay? So there, I've said it. I won't say it again. Leave it alone. It's been done since May. And the reason I'm out here right now is because I believe in the movement of the people. The people are what makes change in the United States of America. If you can't get that through your head, then go somewhere else. If we don't get together as people and ally and become unified, this great country, this great experiment created 245 years ago is done. Trust me, we're in a constitutional crisis right now. And by the end of this year, we are going to be in a constitutional destruction. It will no longer be the United States of America. We can have a whole lot of talk. We can have a whole lot of talk about what's going on. We can say, hey, the Act of 1871, the 41st Congress, the 18th President, Ulysses S. Grant, 41st Congress, created treason. We can have those conversations. We can have all those conversations where we can talk about the organic constitution versus the non-organic that we're currently under. We can have those conversations. Trust me, I've studied plenty. Why don't I talk about a lot of that stuff? Because of this very medium we're on right now. They will cancel me in a heartbeat. If you could see the things that I've seen, hear the things that I've heard outside of mainstream alphabet soup, make your hair curl if it's not already. So what do we need? We need everybody to like this, to share this as many times as they possibly can. Copy and paste it into every freaking comment you make out there on social media and say, hey, get out there. Let's get this done. Let's take this party all the way. Let's walk this party all the way to Washington, D.C. Well, once I get east of the Mississippi, the more that we walk because there's more towns that we can hit each day. But when there's 100 miles of nothing, what the hell am I supposed to do? Say hi to the cows? Hi to the coyotes? Hi to the rabbits? I don't think so. I'm not out here to talk to the animals. I'm not Dr. Doolittle, contrary to popular belief. I'm trying to talk to you. I'm trying to talk to the people that you see on the street. And so far, with the exception of one ignorant person, I've been received well. I've had people tell me that they wish me luck. They just did not know what to do. They don't know what to do about this tyranny. I can tell you what to do. I can show you what to do. Will you do it? My challenge to you folks is find me, join me, and let's make the largest damn caravan you ever saw, ever in history, between the Mississippi River and Washington, D.C. Capitol steps. Point blank. We've had enough. They've been cramming this crap down our throats for far too long. And what really boils my blood is when they start messing with the children. You start messing with the children, we're going to have some words. Period. Stop. Hard stop. You don't mess with the kids. And when you're bringing the kids into this and saying, well, they need to decide what human being they are. Are they a male or are they a female? We need to let them decide. Get the hell out of them in front of me because I might just rip your head clear off your damn shoulders. Are you kidding me? If they're born with a tallywhacker, they're a boy. If they're not, they're a girl. It's that simple. Don't take your mentally demented BS and try and shove it down my throat. I ain't buying it. And nobody out here should be buying that woke crap. That's 0.03% of the United States population. But they somehow get the biggest voice. Isn't that amazing? Because it's the most controversial, I might add. So we need to wake people up now. We're out of time. We are out of time. Things are being just, there's a lot of distractions going on all over the place. D for freedom, take a hike. You ask these stupid questions and you're nothing but a fed in the first place. Just take a freaking hike, will you? You come in here and you say, well, what if? Well, what if? Well, what if the sky doesn't have sun in it tomorrow night? Well, just take a hike. You're nothing but a distraction in the first damn place. No one gives a crap about what you have to say. You're missing the whole damn point, aren't you? Period. This is my country. I love my country. The United States of America must be saved. must be turned around and removed from the woke crowd. You start that by getting the people. You start that by letting the people know exactly what it will take. Sitting right now, what are we under? We're under a state of emergency. 50 USC 1622. You want to end that? You go to section 2 by 1 by alpha. Termination of that particular, not the act, but the emergency. Again, I say 50 USC 1622 by 202 by 1 by A, or by A by 1. To terminate. Now we had SJ Res 38 passed in the House back on March 3rd, 48 to 47, calling upon 202 to end the state of emergency. Didn't get anywhere in the House because Nancy Pelosi just buried it. However, there is another bill. There is another bill that is in the House already, has been for almost a year before the SJ Res 38. It's HJ Res 46. Look it up. HJ Res 46 ends the state of emergency using the same USC, the same 50 USC 1622, which was based on the September 14th, 1976 National Emergencies Act. We have to end the state of emergency before we can do a damn thing, which is why it is the number one thing on my website, graywolfwalk.com. You end the state of emergency, you take away the foundation of those that are sitting underneath, sitting there going, let's build this big foundation. And above it, we're going to have mandates. We're going to have vaccine mandates. We're going to have this. We're going to have that. We're going to have money going out to feed our buddies. We're going to have infrastructure bills with $1.4 trillion. Oh, we're also going to have Title 42. We're not going to worry about Title 42 at the moment. We're just going to table that. We're going to have taking your medical sovereignty. We're going to give it to the WHO. Now, here's the thing. No treaty with WHO, folks. What are you going to do about it? We need to fight. Yeah, that's right, Cindy. Under the state of emergency, yet the resident says we're not in a pandemic anymore. Then why do we have a state of emergency? Well, with that state of emergency, they can run the emergency use authorization to the big pharmacies. Let's continue the jabs. But you talk to the ignorant folk that goes down to the CVS or the Walgreens says, I need to get my free shot. I need to get my free booster. What the hell's free about it? We're paying for that. Billions of dollars under the state of emergency. So let's get rid of the state of emergency. Full stop. You get rid of that, that's the foundation. You can watch that big multi-story building just crumble. Then we need to go back to that National Emergencies Act that was brought in on September 14th, 1976. And we need to change or do some amendments to that bad boy. And we need to make sure that it can never, ever be used in this manner ever again. But how do we do this? How do we do this? We do this by getting off our asses, getting out, and letting ourselves be seen and heard. Now, I get it. I get the fact that, well, I just don't want my mom or my dad or my brothers or my sisters or my friends to be upset with me because they don't agree with me. My boss may cancel my job. If that's the way it is, we're already doomed. You need to stand up, people. You need to stand up. Every single one of us has got to give something to save what we love and we cherish the most. I have. I'm sitting in what may be my only residence after this is done. What have you done? There's a lot of people that have helped me, and I appreciate every one of you. But then there's a lot of people that are out there saying, "Oh, well, what if? What if?" Enough with damn what ifs. What if you don't do anything? If you don't do anything, you're part of the problem. Oh, don't overthink this. This is real simple. Your ass off the couch. Quit screaming at the TV set or the telephone or at the computer screen. Go to the front door, open it up, walk outside, find Gray Wolf, and say, "I'm with you, buddy. Here we go." That's what you do. And you make your phone calls. Guess what? I'm in District 6, U.S. Congressional District 6, right now in the state of Missouri. Do you know who that congressman is? Sam Graves. Remember me? I had a conversation, Mr. Graves, on March 8th, around 2:45 in the afternoon. And in that conversation, I asked you a question. And that question was, do I have to go back to the individuals that we saw on those bridges and get them to come back to Washington, D.C.? Your response was, yes. Guess what I'm trying to do? And I'm going right across your district, all the way from St. Joseph, Missouri to Missouri, my friend. And you know what I don't see, Mr. Sam Graves? I don't see your name on petition number 12. That's discharge petition number 12 that's in the House right now, today, that only has 126 signatures to do a discharge petition on HJ Res 46. Why is your name not on there, Mr. Graves? Why? Why do you not want the state of emergency to be ended? Mr. Sam Graves, District 6, Missouri. I've got 236 miles of your district that I'm going to be going across. Don't think for a minute that I'm not calling you out, because I am. Put your damn name on the paper today. Discharge petition 12 in reference to HJ Res 46. And let's end this. We get 218 of those. Discharge petition is passed, and Nancy Pelosi can shove it. Because at that particular point, we will shove that right back over to the Senate, since they've already passed once. It won't take much to get them to go and do it again. And 202.1 Echo or 1 Alpha states that the state of emergency can be ended with a joint resolution of the House and Senate or a petition from the president. Well, we're not going to get that. The resident isn't going to do that. But we can get that joint resolution. That's where I'm going with this. Everybody plays a part. Start blowing up Sam Graves' telephone now. If you're in Missouri District 6, you should be picking up the phone twice a day and calling Sam Graves' office and say, "Hey, why is your name not listed on discharge petition 12 in support of ending the state of emergency that is crushing our Constitution?" Please explain this to me, Mr. Graves. As a constituent, I can't do it. I'm not a resident. I'm not a constituent. But I did sit with Sam Graves. And I can tell you, I saw a man that was defeated. You guys need to look for a different congressman. You really do. I saw a defeated individual who just sat there and said, "Well, we don't have a majority in the House." What the hell does that mean? I mean, I know literally what it means, but we just got to give up because we don't have that power anymore. We don't have that magic gavel anymore. Wake up. We're the gavel, people. And we need to slam that sucker hard on that desk. and let them know who the hell they work for. They work for you. They work for me. They certainly don't work for those big money guys that say, hey, you look good in that boat if you vote my way. You know what I would be doing? I'd be looking at Article 5 of the Constitution. And Article 5 of the Constitution says that amendments can be made by both houses or a convention of the several states. So that means that we, through our state legislatures, can petition our legislatures to join the Convention of States. And when we get the petitions to them, we have enough signatures in each of the states, 34 states, and we can propose the amendments necessary. The 28th Amendment, people, term limits for the House and Senate. 29th Amendment, tell you right now, to maintain a federalized balanced budget. I want to see the pork be removed from all the bills that get passed that send damn near $1 trillion to the Ukraine, for instance, but can't send any money down to the Florida victims of a Hurricane Ian. That's how you do it. You maintain a federal balanced budget. You know what the 30th Amendment would be if I were to propose that one? No candidate running for federal or local governments or state governments may accept any monies from donors outside of the district that they are representing. And furthermore, those donors must be a resident. Whoa, cut that snake's head right off. Now all those millions of dollars going over to feed the state attorney generals in Missouri, you know, they're here, or California, or all these 50 states, all of a sudden they can't take the outside money. We make a little bit more fair selection process, don't we? Oh, and trust me, they're going to cheat, but vote anyway. The more you cheat, the bigger it's seen when they do cheat. And we are going out for that accountability. We're looking to hold every single one of them accountable. One of them. There's ways to do this. It's in our Constitution. We have the right to be free. And they're trying to squash that. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness is under attack. According to the second paragraph of the Declaration of Independence, it says that we have the right, being the governed in the consent of the governed, we have the right to alter or to abolish government. We just have to figure out how to do that legally and not be called terrorists, right? Well, you do that by your protesting your First Amendment right. And you can't protest if you're not heard. Come on out. Join me, and we'll do it together. We get east of the Mississippi River, which is just 235 miles east of me right now. We will be getting onto U.S. Highway 40. Once we're on U.S. Highway 40, we will be going through the very heart of Indianapolis, Indiana, and through the very heart of Columbus, Ohio. Can you imagine for just a moment what it would be like to see something like what we're seeing in all these other countries all over? Well, you're not going to see it on the news channels because the alphabet soup media doesn't want you to see it. But do your own research. You'll see that there are literally tens, if not hundreds of thousands of people protesting in just about every country on the planet, except the United States of America. Someone else will fix it. Or I'll just sit back and do whatever it is I'm going to do. An assembly in California stood up about 5 years ago, I think. AB 5. I'm being told I'm buffering. Hopefully I'm coming back. So we'll wait to see if we get rid of the buffering. Hey, brown squirrel, up yours. Bye. You know, it's people like that. They don't give a crap. Why is Texas and Tango and all of these people? You don't have a clue. Texas is chatting with me right here. Dirtbag. Whiskey Tango is texting every day. And near death in the family, dickwad. Pardon my French, but it pisses me off when people like you get in here and, oh, well, why haven't they come back? Because they're off trying to treat family members. That's why. But you make it sound like, oh, they left. They left just because of you. No, you're the problem. Thank you, Texas. Oh, by the way, that's the same Texas saying, where's Texas? And Juniper's her husband. Mm-hmm. You know, they're all right here, folks. They're all right here. They're talking in my ear. So don't let these jerkwads like that tell you anything different. That's what they do. They go and they create these accounts. They're in for a couple hours and say, well, you know what? Ron's son's in prison. Who gives a shit if my son's in prison? He's 40-something odd years old, 43 years old, and got into drugs and did something wrong. He's a grown man. It's not my problem. They try to create this division. What I care about are those that aren't even born yet. They're not here yet. But idiots like that make it sound like, well, you know, you're not going to get anything done. You're just a loser. Just go home and forget about it. Then why don't you get your happy ass out here and do something? Because I am that angry. I've been angry for a long time. But I have to watch and measure my words so that I don't get my channel canceled. But at the same time, I've got to make y'all listen. Come on. Bring it on. Yeah, G-Gab, I've got 7 currently sending out right now, I believe. So you may not see what we're seeing. I'm seeing all the chats. So what do we do about this? I don't know. Should we just go home, start popping the whiskey, drowned our Bidens away, our World Health Organization, our Klaus Schwabs, our Kim Jong-un sending missiles over Japan, our Zelensky bombing bridges? Yeah, that really happened. Not. You want to talk about tail wagging the dog? All you got to do is a little bit of research. You can see that there was producers there in Ukraine actually doing productions of Ukrainians acting like they were all getting killed when in reality it was a set. Which is why Putin Putin doesn't call it a war. This is tail wag dog 101. What they're doing to us. They're coming after us. They're coming after you. They're coming after me. They're telling us that we get the jab and we won't get sick. Yet people get 3-4 jabs and they get sick. Some die. Then they turn around and when the doctors and the scientists who are saying there's a problem say anything, they cancel their accounts. What are they hiding? They don't want you to know, and they don't want me or anyone else telling you. We'll see you, Tom. So, yeah. I've been dismayed over the streaming part of this. Just to tell you all the way I've been feeling about it. Because I could be at the convoy, and at any given night, I could have between 3,000 and 4,000 simultaneous viewers. Not here. I still have a significant following, subscriber base, but they're not in here watching and listening and sharing and liking. And like I said at the beginning of this, I can go out there right now and I can meet 30 people. I can meet 40 people. So should I put my time there or should I put my time here and just give you the highlights? Take Little Red Corvette out. Bye. These are the kinds of things you see from the people who, when you don't want, they don't want to see you succeed. This is an idiot that's sitting somewhere down in Florida talking about how you need to just quit and go home. You need to just quit and go home. What are you so afraid of? Are you afraid that I'd be successful in getting the people that I need to get to DC and stopping this? Are you that afraid? Well, then bring it. I've had people challenging me. Oh, we're going to come and they're going to take care of Gray. Well, bring it. I'm here. I tell everybody where I am. Everyone knows where I am, even the government. Don't think for a minute I don't notice the helicopters. So in the Air Force, we had a term. If you're not catching flak, you're not over the target. You know what let me say that in kill box. We all know what the kill box is. You know what they don't want? They don't want the people to wake up. They don't want Gray Wolf out talking about what's happening. Sean, you're absolutely right. Between the local elections and between the 10th Amendment of the Constitution, again, people need to pick that up. Thank you, Regina May. I love you, hon. So I know damn well. I've had people call me from Australia who have said from Australia, Ron, keep doing what you're doing because you may not look like you're making a difference, but there's stuff happening out here in Australia. Thank you, Coda. I love it. Make some noise blowing the horns around the Capitol building in the States. I would love nothing more than to see 50 different walks campaigned. Walk ambassadors, get busy, man. Walk on your states. Walk into your capitals and take every street. Let your voices be heard. They're doing it in the other countries. So I'm not doing anything original here, guys. This is not original to the planet. It is original to the United States because we've become too complacent. Someone else will fix it. I don't have to get involved. I'm too old, decrepit, crippled. I get it. People are. But they still work at it. They still let their voices be heard. They still can write something down and get it to me. And I can represent them, which is truly what a representative should do. And Leonard, you're right. If you can't talk, you can write. I mean, if you can't walk, you can write. Correct? Write it down. Write it down what you want to write down. Take a picture of it and email it to me, brother, and we'll get it in the bag and we'll make sure it gets to the people that it needs to get to in Washington, D.C. We need to make this change, folks. Changing the way that we're doing this walk. I've even had in the back of my mind ideas of saying that that it's really more of a parade than a walk. Community parade. Now, earlier I was mentioning what was going on in California. About 5 years ago, they put together this bill called AB 5 at the State Assembly. Now, AB 5 was kind of innocuous. It originally began to kind of help the dump truck drivers. You know, the guys you'd see out there hauling pavement to the new roads that are being paved. Said, you know what? There's too many of them that are not employees. They're independent contractors. We need to fix that. So they've got to have a W-4. They're going to have to pay taxes on to their employers that are going to match that tax to give the government, local, state, and federal. They're entertaining now AB 5 to be put at a federal level. If you're an independent contractor anywhere in the United States, you just lost your job if that passes through. Does that anger you? It's coming. You don't let an equivalent of the California AB 5 bill get into the federal government. How do you stop bills? You start getting into your representatives. You get under their skin. You let them know you're not happy and that you'll rally at a local level to get them off the ballot or to have to get to primary them. Did you know that it's more important to be at the primary election than it is the general in most cases? Do you know why? You know how Nancy Pelosi sits there over 40 years in the House? Do you know? It's because she keeps winning the primaries. You get to the primaries and you get the incumbents, you need to get out of here. You're fired. You do that at the primary. Now, I believe it's 13 states allow you to cross the Republican, the party lines, shall we say. My state won't let me do that. So as an independent or as a nonpartisan, primaries are nothing for me because I can only vote for another nonpartisan. So We need to let them know that they work for us. And we do that by way of the general, not the general, but the, and we get the phone, and we pull up the phone. We send out the emails. Buffering, I can see it. This time of night, the Starlink starts acting up a little bit. Mr. Pippin Gunny, Semper Fi, brother. Okay, I see all green bars, so we'll come back to it. You don't let anything like 85 go. We let people involved. I've heard everything you could possibly hear on this walk and in the convoy. Well, I just don't want to cancel that. You do it now, or you're canceled completely. What's it going to be? Buffering. I know, I see it. So, yeah. It's the same guy. It's the same guy that's been doing this since the day I started streaming, okay? Just so you know, I probably only have 3 trolls. But they keep coming back for more. Certainly makes you wonder just exactly who they're working for, who's writing their paycheck. They're nothing but a bunch of idiots. That's all they are. I'm on to them. They keep saying, well, just quit, just go home. Just go home. Just go home. Do what? Does the country just go for a shithole? This has got to be done. We have got to get our country back. It's resolution. And I've seen a lot of people say, call me when it's time to lock and load. I get it. I do get it. But if I can't even get organization for a peaceful resolution out of 335 million citizens in this country, 1% of that is just over 3 million people, right? 3,500,000 people. I can't even get 1% of you to try and fix something peacefully. How the hell are you going to feed a revolution? How are you going to organize that? You're not gonna. You don't have it. I can't even get 1% of the country to join me in going to Washington, D.C. to try a peaceful resolution. How are you going to do it the other way? You're not. So if you don't get up now, then how do we know that you're going to get up later? We don't. I'm here. I'm out here. So let's fix this crap, shall we? Let's get the people that are in here to get at least 10 people that they know, tap them on the shoulder and let them know there's this guy that's walking across the United States, not every single step, but still you get the point, to raise awareness to the amount of tyranny that's going on. I'm going to try and do something here. Let me take a peek. So I'm going to show you what we've just come up with that's going on the website. And that would be this. Take a look at that, folks. We, the people, have had enough of the tyranny. Stand your ground with Grey Wolf. Divided United States. Why didn't you do something? It's a good question. That's at greywolfwalk.com. Yeah, Dennis was great, by the way, Gunny. So we got a small team of folks here that have just been working their asses off. They've been donating. They've been digging deeper than they should ever have to dig into keeping this going. If you go to greatwalk.com, you can donate to this movement. Shout out to Unity Project. They made a large donation to the walk the other day. I appreciate that. But this isn't a free thing. Gas prices are going back up. Now, the resident would have you believe that he's making it go down. You know what he's doing? He's discharging the storage of our backup. The Federal Reserve, the crude oil reserve, he's dumping it out. He's emptying it. That brings it deflates the amount of price per gallon because that much oil is not being bought from other countries. But he wants OPEC to do the difference. OPEC doesn't want to do the difference. They're going to cut production by 2 million barrels a day. So what happens when the reserve's empty? How do you get it back up? We have no more reserves. So let's just chew it all up. Oh, let's do this damn Green New Deal garbage. Everybody get an electric car. You know, it takes more carbon to produce an electric car and to charge it than a gas-powered car. You know, don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. We have got more oil right under the ground under our feet than we would ever need for lifetimes. Do we like the fact that we are using a carbon fuel? Not necessarily, but it's the bird in the hand versus the two in the bush. We'll figure something else out. So, not to mention, where does the majority of the lithium polymers come from? You guessed it, China. It's also pretty darn explosive. Did you take that one out? Okay. So it's the same guy again. We already know that. Why am I so mad? Oh. Every American should be mad right now. And you know what? I'm willing to bet every American is pissed. If we go to the MSNBC and the CNNs and the alphabet soup, you know what we see? 70% of the population's unhappy. 70% of 335 million is still 235 million, which is at 10% is 23.5 million. And 1% is 2.35 million people. Where are they right now? There's a lot of pissed off people, not just me. Can I lighten it up? Sure, I can lighten it up. Would that get the attention? No. Because everybody just wants to sit around and wait for the drama. The drama. How do I go from 3,000 and 4,000 people watching a meeting happening on the back of a flatbed trailer in the morning and at night to currently 77? How does that happen? Subscribers are still up there. Well, it happens because there's no drama. Because Grey Wolf's not full of drama. You know, I'm not sitting around doing these online barbecues or sitting out there. Oh, please, I've got to get a hotel room because I can't sleep in a tent. I'm not doing that. So I'm looking for more realistic people. Do I need those seeking the drama? Really, no. I really don't want them. Because you get idiots like this guy that keeps changing his name and coming in here and saying the same thing over and over and over again. Okay. Who actually promised me that he wouldn't do it anymore, but still does it. So, Pure Blood Canadian, thank you very much. So, the fix is easy in method, but hard in logistics. Y'all know what the plan is. Y'all know that I'm heading east on 36. I'm going to be in Hannibal next. But I'm going to be here for 3 days. Where's here? It's in St. Joseph, Missouri. You hear me, Jimmy? I'm here in St. Joseph, Missouri. Tomorrow from noon to 2 for 2 hours, I will have a meet and greet inside the Pony Express Museum at the Pony Bar. They call it the Pony Bar. So, I'm sure y'all need to know that you must know somebody, somebody that's here in the St. Joseph area. Send them on down for the meet and greet. They can peruse the museum. It's, I think, $7 entry fee for the Pony Express Museum. And they can come in and chat with me for a moment. If there's enough people, then I will go ahead and just simply talk to y'all at the same time. Sign the guest book. And then we can go, possibly, if there's enough of you and you want to, we'll go walk around downtown St. Joe. Maybe go see the Missouri River. Do some walking. I'm open for all of that. I just want to see people. I want to see people who are like-minded, that understand that this isn't a marathon. I mean, this isn't a race, this is a marathon. We need to get everyone that we can possibly get involved. The old, the young, the crippled, enemy combatant. I still have my U.S. Air Force hat, but this one they gave me from Napa the other day. We believe in heroes, USA. So I really want to see y'all do whatever you possibly can to come on out, set up along the way, especially we get east of the Mississippi. We're on US 40 most of the way. Till we get to the other side of Ohio, then we'll switch up. We'll go through Pennsylvania and then come back down. We will go through Hagerstown, Maryland, and then we'll be right back down into Washington, D.C. So we all need to see you guys. Well, thank you, Judy. I see my hat back there. Just teasing. Just teasing. So we need to concentrate on a few things. One, everybody needs to pick up the phone tomorrow that is in Missouri, in District 6, and start calling Sam Graves' office. Let him know that you heard about me on Great Wolf Walk, who was in with him on March 8th, him and 4 other members of the House, and that you want him to put his signature on charge petition number 12. That is a representation or an action to move House Joint Resolution 46, HJ Res 46. So, District 6, Missouri. Whatever your district is and whatever your state is, call your representative and say the same thing. Say it again. And you can rewind this if you need to. Make sure they are signing discharge petition number 12 in reference to House Joint Resolution 46, HJ Res 46. There are currently 126 signatures on that petition. We need 218 to jerk it away from Pelosi, shove it where the sun doesn't shine there, and put it on the floor for a vote. You need 216 to pass. So let's go. Let's get this rolling. We end the state of emergency. Then we take this wherever you guys want to take it. Of course, we have the accountability. We have to change the September 14, 1976 National Emergencies Act, 50 U.S.C. 1622. We need to change that so that it cannot be used in this fashion ever again by any future administrations. Use it for what it was designed for. Hurricanes, floods, not giving money to the Ukraine, that kind of stuff. That's what it's designed for. So we need change to that. And last but not least, we need accountability. Now, accountability doesn't come overnight, but you know what does come overnight? Exposure. When you expose those cockroaches, you know they're there. They know you see them. Then you hold them accountable for the abuses. You need to end the state of emergency. Since the resident has stated that the pandemic is over, we don't need the emergency anymore. We don't need emergency use authorizations anymore. We should be looking at alternative treatments that begin with an I and an H. These are the things that we should be doing. We in number of injuries that have been inaccurately or flat not recorded. There has been more there than these are all things that are going to continue. I have to hold on for a second because I'm yep. I still see yellow on the, so I'm still doing some buffering here. Here we go. There we go. So yep, you're right, Kimberly. Brad, I am looking forward to it. I understand you've got a candidate that wants to speak to me. That'll be good to be able to see that candidate. And when it comes to voting, people, I said this earlier, vote. Don't sit there and think, oh, it doesn't matter. They're going to place them whoever they want anyway. Here's the thing. We know they cheat. We know they cheat. This guy's got over 23 years in data, okay? Communications data. Ones and zeros, I know. When it comes to an election, numbers should only go up, never down. Up, 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 boom. I know numbers. I know singularity databases, and they're vulnerable, very vulnerable to change from within. No checks and balances as to who changed what in the database. You know, you're getting somewhere if you start talking about a blockchain methodology. We can start talking about that. But the best way for us to do our elections right now is by paper in one day. That's the best way. With lots of people watching for ballot stuffers. Personally, I think they should be tried for treason when they do that. Nothing is more treasured or cherished than our vote as Americans. They're going to cheat. So show up, put your numbers in, stand around, have a cup of coffee with a buddy, with a friend, which we need to actually have block parties for those little boxes that they've got out there unconstitutionally. Since when is it a constitutional effort in at least 5 states to have these boxes? They still, to this very day, 2 years after the election, have yet to process it under Article 2, Section 1 of the Constitution. To this very day, they still haven't done it. Article 2, Section 1 of the Constitution, as well the 12th Amendment tell us that only the state legislatures have the power to change voting rules. Not the governors, not the Secretary of States, and certainly not the state Supreme Courts. Sorry, guys. If you're making the certifications and the state legislatures are not, then it's not real. It's unconstitutional. And where does that put us 2 years ago? That put us into a constitutional crisis, my friends. But we still can't give up on that process. If we do, we're no longer Americans. But the more of us that show up to the polls, the harder it is for them to cheat. And when they do, we can see it plain as the nose on your face. And that is when we expose them. That is when we go for the jugular and we let them know just how un-American they are. Personally, I believe that every single one of them should be rounded up, passports taken away, put on a plane, dropped in Venezuela. That's what they should do. Every one of the people in Michigan that received those buses of those vans full of ballots in the middle of the night should be rounded up, sent to Venezuela without a passport. Live in a communist country for a little while, or socialist country for a little while. If that don't work, we'll send you to Beijing. But get the hell out of my country, because you don't belong here. Full stop. And make sure you do your research on your candidates. If you don't research your candidates, then you have no one to blame but yourselves. If they're brand new into it, i.e. a truck driver that spends $200 campaigning and wins, maybe there is some hope for this guy. So let's streaming that we're doing. I see I'm buffering. We shouldn't be, but this time of night, I see the Starlink go up and down. So, but let's get this. We can do this through numbers. I can't do this alone. I need you. So we need the numbers. We need the people. Copy this link. Send this link out to all your social media platforms and get them over here looking at this. And let them all know. Time for games is over. Time for pointing the finger at somebody else and saying that person will fix this for me. The Joe Rogans, the Steve Bannons, those guys, they're all going to fix it? I don't think so. They get the word out. But it's up to us to do the repairing. Look me up. I'll do as much as I possibly can while I have breath still coming out of this body. That's it. That's it. Point blank. I'm going to call it a night, folks. So I'm going to do 2 back-to-back songs for y'all. I want you to listen to the words. Share them out there. They're by Steve Spurgeon, who was with me on Saturday. Gave permission and license for me to use these songs. So YouTube, Get a grip. I love all of you. God bless you. God bless the United States of America.
Everybody's feeling like they gotta take a stand. Let's all stand together, and together we'll understand that we're all in the same boat, sailing along. If we wanted to be here after we're gone, seal up the cracks, keep the hull strong. Let's save America. Storms are gonna be rough as we travel across the sea. I know we're gonna make it, 'cause I got you and you got me. Now there's one thing I know right down to the letter. If we really wanna see it get better, we're gonna have to do it together. Can't you see? Let's save America. Let's save America. We gotta get back on course. If they won't listen to our voice, we'll shout it out louder. Through any kind of weather, we can make it together. Yeah. Let's save America. America. Let's save America.
In America, we may have our differences, but we all have one thing in common. We live in the greatest country in the history of the world. So let's save America.
Let's save America. America. Let's save America. America. Let's save America. Yeah. Come on. Sing it loud. Let's save America. America. Let's save America. America. Let's save America. Yeah. Come on now. Shout it out. Let's save America. America. Let's save America. America. Let's save America. America. There's a cry of freedom sweeping around the world today. And here we have it all, life and liberty. Still we give the dream away. No more can we afford to stand around, set inside our ways. Wake up in the USA. Wake up USA. Help others when you can. Respect your fellow man. Can't you see the times are changing? When priorities are wrong, we've got to stand up strong and rearrange them. It's time that we wake up and see our freedom was never free. So wake up in the USA. You know what you need to do. Don't give up, you gotta push on through. Quit closing your eyes, pretending that you don't see. And if you think you'll just spectate, it's too late. We all live here together, from sea to shining sea. Now there's a cry of freedom sweeping around the USA. No one can take the sunlight or the breeze. No one can turn our blue skies gray. Now everybody join together with me as I pray. Wake up in the USA. Wake up. In the USA.